Oh, starting off strong. This is episode 37 of the I Don't Know What to Do With My Life podcast. And the main topic today is relationships. Also, some life updates for you. Well, number one, just cleaned the bong and cleaned it almost brand new clean. It's clear glass. Clear glass, round base, basic bong. No percolators, just a freaking, glass on glass kind of shit. Clean that. Have an energy drink, which is awesome. And also, my wrist hurts again from my fucking carpal tunnel returning. We were going to play some fucking open mics. And as soon as we start doing that, I leaned over today and put my hand to support myself and almost fucking died. Oh my god. So now I'm wearing a fucking brace. And try not to let it piss me off. And then also, got a job, biatch. Or I accepted a job. It's not a big deal that I got a job because I've already gotten like 4. Yeah, it's just it's a slight bullshit job. It's at a furniture store, but the dudes seem cool. I think I'll be able to make enough money, at least for a certain amount of time. Then I'll get another fucking job. That's the thing. I'm not worrying too much anymore about that, but I do need to start. I need to continue on the savings as I always do. So, all right, let's hit this weed. Also have new weed. So it took me hours to get this fucking weed today. Every place I went, the one place I went, they were like, "We will be open from 2 p.m. today." Now, does that mean we'll be open at 2 p.m. today? Because it was like I said there, it's like we'll be open from 2 p.m. 2 p.m. It didn't say from 2 p.m. on. Or from 2 p.m. to 9, it said just from 2 p.m. And I was like, from? But I finally got some. I had to go next to my old job. I saw those fuckers over there. The fucking warehouse, fucking dicking with their dicks. Fuck you. All right. We're hitting the weed. And we're doing it up with relationships. Oh, allergies hitting. Damn. The seasons are changing. Oh, right into the mic. If you'd have been there right in front, if you were the microphone, you would have gotten a huge hit of weed. This is cool. The bong is actually, I can actually see the smoke down in the bottom chamber because it was so dirty before I couldn't see it. And I had all these artifacts on it. A little more. Right. Yeah, relationships, bro. This is a good topic for me. I am, as you say, or as they say, damaged goods. That's what I am when it comes to this. Coughing on the podcast as always. Yeah, damaged goods, bro. Relationships, they say it's largely how you started life. That has a big indication of how it's going to go. So my background, this is a lot of, I was born in 1987. So a lot of kids, probably from this generation, which is I don't know what we're called, but I'm calling it the Gap generation. We were right on, not the clothing brand, but the, life without computers and not, it just kind of started to be an idea of maybe we could have these things to now where I'm trying to fucking escape it. I'm about ready to get rid of my iPhone and just buy a laptop. So when I'm on the technology, I'll do the technology. When I'm on the computer, and then when I'm off it, I'm off it. It's not with me all the time. That's what... Anyway, that's my generation. Of this generation, I don't know the stats on it, but a lot of divorced parents. Fucking a lot of divorced parents, dude. Almost everyone I knew, half the people I knew, their parents were divorced. And so my family was no exception. My parents got divorced and I was fucking... I don't know how old I was, but when I moved to Liberty Lake, I I was 8, I believe, because I turned 9. That was my first birthday, and Liberty Lake is turning 9. So I don't know, 5, something like that. But it's that thing where, I have memories of the real mom coming around for a while. They tried the joint custody thing, and I guess it didn't work out. Which is weird because my dad told me some of the story because my dad got custody of the kids, which I found odd because it was like, I guess he was in dental school at the time. He already had a 4-year degree, so he was in dental school doing his last 4 years. And maybe that looked good, but he certainly had no money. He must have, I don't know how much he was making a year at the time. It must have been like 25,000, 30,000. 35 at best. Probably, there's no way it could have been better than 30. No way, dude. 32. But his parents did give him some money too, but whatever. Anyway. So yeah, I don't know how he got custody, but they tried the joint thing. It didn't work out, so he had the weirdness of, God damn, my throat. Man, good thing no one listens to this, and if they do, hopefully they're smoking weed so they're coughing. We'll sync our coughs up. But yeah, so he had the thing where she was coming and going, and then all of a sudden she was gone for like, ever. So that sets a weird, I was about 5-ish. So that sets up some kind of weirdness in your life as far as relationships go. This always leaving thing, that fucking thing. What is it? The abandonment, right? Abandonment issues that you have. But it's weird. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Because they say from like what, ages 1 through 5 are you're most influenced. And I guess it was probably volatile is what I would imagine. I mean, it was. I know it was. I have memories of fights and shit. Volatility. And just being in that uneasy environment probably set some anxiety. And then also later, my entire life, there was a tremendous anxiety in my fucking family. So, off to the point where it's crippling to some people in the family. Some of us literally are sitting in a chair, smoking and drinking, and can't get out of the chair. That has happened. The grandparents have done that. And that's, you get this anxiety and this fear. It's crazy as fuck. Well, my bong looks crazy now. The base looks all small and the shaft looks huge. I had to put the artifacts back on, y'all. So that, I had anxiety and shit. But with the relationships, it sort of hit a point, at one point where, I don't know, I had friends, and then you know how it is when you're 20. Or when you're in your 20s, you lose a lot of friends. You lose a lot of friends from high school. You lose, and then you lose friends that you got later too. From 22 to 25, all kinds of friends I had that I no longer even talk to. So, but that's the thing that happened with me. So I was trying to be a musician, which is fucking stupid. But don't follow your dreams. Hey, it's good times. But, so then I just got to a point, I guess, because I was always sort of a needy bitch. That was my thing. And I sort of knew it, or, I was aware. I've always had some awareness because I've spent a lot of time alone. And so you just fucking, what is it? Introspective? You just think internally, or I don't know. You know how to do that. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, I was trying to do the musician thing, and so I was a bitch before. Okay, that's where I was at. So I was a bitch, kind of needy, and when friends didn't want to hang out and shit, it bugged me and stuff. And then I don't know what happened. I guess you just lose a certain number of friends, and you realize that they're not that precious, or that you can't let them be that precious because they're just gonna be gone. Pretty soon. And that's probably what I learned from when I was a kid. If you have that attachment be so real and so close, they're gonna leave pretty soon, or eventually. So like I guess I got to a point where I was doing this dream thing with the music, which is stupid. And then everyone around me that was sort of like, oh, I don't know, or if they weren't into it, I just sort of started thinking, like, I don't want anyone in my life that doesn't have something to do with music. And having any negativity at this stage is just really gonna make this impossible, you know? Because I was struggling. I struggled for years as a guitar player. Now I fucking have carpal tunnel and I have to worry about my fucking future even being able to play, which I can't even believe at this point. But I was struggling at the time very badly. I had a lot of good things. I need this caffeine, son. I need the moisture, the dryness of the weed. So dry. It's a new weed. I'm reacting to it live. Oh, I got the Watermelon Rockstar. This podcast unofficially brought to you by Rockstar Pure Zero and the Watermelon. Episode 37, Relationships. Meow. All right. There we go. We refueled. Also, subscribe on YouTube and listen on iTunes. Biatch. Give me some stars on iTunes. It's not even on there. It doesn't even exist, but it's on there. It does exist. So anyone who was sort of not into the music thing, whenever I was, I'd be like, hey, I think I figured this thing out. They would just sort of be like, anyway. So those kind of people who weren't enthusiastic about it, I was kind of like, do I need them? Like, not really. So I started dropping them. But then the thing was, that happened to just be everybody. No one was really fucking into it. No one really gave a shit about it. You know, I'd come out and be like, dude, I think I just fucking figured out how to actually jam this stuff, which is a huge moment in my life. A huge moment in my life when I could just jam with anyone. I remember that day I was thinking, like, you know what? If Eric Clapton came to my door and said, you want to jam? Today I would say yes. You know, well, before I would have said no out of fear, you know. And I sucked back then, but at least I could get along, you know. I'd be stuck on a couple positions of the pentatonic, but I'd be getting along. Now, you know, I can do whatever. So, yeah, so that just happened to be, no one was really into it. So I just sort of, like, wow, I don't have any friends now. And then that sort of got depressing, I guess, because I guess I was a bitch. And then, I don't know, I just sort of, when did I stop being a bitch? I guess I just stopped caring because I just wanted it to be the music. So right around the time I was dropping them, that's when I just stopped. It's just sort of this numbness where I just, you know, didn't care. Then I went into the music and was drinking and stuff at the time too. So the relationships just sort of fell off, and then things started happening on the guitar actually from my hard work. And I was like, wow, this is like a dream come true in a sense, because that was part of the dreams, just to simply be able to fucking play at a professional level. My God, unheard of. Or to just play. I mean, yeah, but then again, to play professionally, geez. Yeah, so it just the numbness came from there, and then my real mom came back into our lives like 16 years after. She ended up like calling my brother Cam out of nowhere. Got his number from somewhere, somehow. And then eventually called me, and we were like, what the fuck? And then she like talked to us. I'd say about maybe almost a month off and on. Maybe a couple months. No. It was months, because she even got us like these stupid Christmas presents, which actually the binder that she got me, I actually used to load my weed on, because I grind it and then I dump it on a smooth surface, scrape it together with a card like cocaine, and then I put the bowl, boop, on top of it. I push it together to make a little triangle that's about the shape of the bowl, a little bigger, and then I push the bowl on top. But that's the binder I use. Oh, the cold-blooded. So she came back into our lives via phone call and shit for a second, and then all of a sudden stopped calling us again. And we were sort of like, what the fuck? And then, or she only called Cam for a while and then didn't talk to me anymore. It was kind of weird. And so it was just like, so then I stopped caring even more. Even less. I stopped caring. Yeah, if I stopped, it would be more, because I'm more of stopping. Oh, this weed is not bad. It's pretty good. Yeah, what is it called? I didn't even look. They always have me smell it like I give a fuck. Phantom cookies. That's fucking sick. I don't choose it by name. I choose it by the look of it because I know about it. But yeah, that's where that came from. And so, yeah, when I met Ashton, it was a weird time. It's funny because when I met her, I had just experienced carpal tunnel in my wrist to the point where I couldn't play for the first time. It was a real scare. And I had to stop playing for like a couple months. And I might even just have to take a month now to be safe because I'm terrified. So I met her at a weird time because I had been single for like 5 years, over 5 years, completely, just nobody, no hookups, nothing, son. And my girl, she not listening, but nothing, just nothing, for 5 years, like Mike Tyson. He talked about that. When you have a singular focus, And also, I got into weed, which is like, I got into the weed and the beer at the time, and then I got into the combination of the two, and with the music the way it was going, I was like, geez, what else do you fucking need? You know what the answer was? Nothing. Didn't need nothing. That was great for me, dude. And I lived kind of a nomadic lifestyle for a while, which is awesome. I kind of want to go back to just sleeping on the ground at places. But now I would have a Japanese futon when I slept on the ground at places. I'd have a nice little, before I just kind of made my own little thing. Wasn't even a pad, really. It was just on the ground, basically. For a couple years, I lived in this guy's living room where he had walled off with a little, the Chinese divider door things. He had two of those, and then it was a living room, and I slept over here by the heater by the window, and then a little ways across was a fucking closet, and I just opened the closet, and I had my stuff hanging, and I just was like living in the 50s where you come home and like the guys you show, they live like all small where they have like a stool, a bed, and then they just like hang their pants on the same hook, and they put their hat on it, and they go to bed, and they wake up, and they put the pants on. Like, that was like me for a while, and I would just sit on the ground there and play guitar. So when I met her, this was me, very obsessed, but I just had that scare. But I don't know. I guess she just wanted it. I guess you just see what you want and you just need it. Yeah. If she listens to this, or if you're listening, whatever. She knows it's true. You know it, my lady. But no. So I met her. She was like, "Hey." I don't know if we told the exact story. I won't tell it just so we can tell it because it'd be funny. Yeah. But that was weird. But then she was not really stressful. That's really, you don't want any added stress, and you want to be able to have fun with them doing similar things, and then they have to be super hot. I mean, the hotness comes first because, I'm not going to talk to you unless you're hot, because, a certain level of hot, come on. That's rude, but that's rude and real. That's the segment here. Rude and real on the I Don't Know What to Do With My Life podcast. No, you have to be a certain level of hotness. And she was an extra level of hotness, so I was like, sweet. And also she was black, so I was like, sweet. Because it was hot. Her skin tone is like an in-between. It's like it's like one of those coffees with a little bit of cream, but not, it's like, but it's kind of got an orangey glow to it. It's weird. Oh, what was I saying? Thinking about your booby girls. She was hot. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then not added stress, so then I guess we just sort of were together. And because I don't really know how to have a relationship anymore, or I didn't, I didn't have any thoughts about even having a relationship. It just sort of happened, and then we were like, oh, we want to spend time together. And then, yeah, she didn't want to leave, she just needed it. But it just sort of like wasn't added stress. And so I was like, okay. It was actually, a relief of stress a little, and it was nice. So I don't know. It's weird. Went from like nothing to just like in a stable relationship, just like without any thought about it or anything about it. It's weird because I I didn't talk to my parents for a long time. I didn't talk to anyone back home. So I just felt no one was into my shit back home. So then I left home to go just be a nobody somewhere in a bigger place. So I went from Spokane, very small kind of place. We're going back there for vacation soon. It's going to be fun. It's fun for a week and shit. It's a, fucking kick-ass city, dude. I've never talked shit because it's always awesome. Every time I go, I like it. But it's smaller, dude. So I had to get out of there because everyone knew me and they, I don't know, whatever. So I needed to think big like that. So I went to Seattle, the nearest big, cool city, and it was a huge fucking difference. And it was actually one of the greatest things I ever did in my life. And I eventually met Ashton that way. So, yeah, it's weird, though. There's no, like, transition. Just like a... Yeah, it's weird. So I don't really know. Right now, I'm kind of, like, honest about shit. And I don't really know how to how to do it. I don't really know how to do the relationship thing. It's kind of happening, but I don't know if it's... I mean, I guess it's going well. But I don't know. I'm just kind of hoping we're a couple personalities, yeah. My girl. That just kind of fit, Yeah, but I definitely have problems with the relationships. It's weird. Well, I don't really have problems with it. It's just, I have had problems with it. Right now, it's actually, I talk to people more now than, basically I'm getting better at it, I talk to Cam. Colin's in the loop now with the phone calls on a regular basis, and then Sierra will be soon. I talk to Dad every now and then. And then I live with Ashton, so that counts. That's better than before. Oh, yeah, I talked to Jake now, my cousin, who happened to live near the area in Vancouver, Washington, which I think sucks. I can't remember. I can't remember Vancouver at all. So, yeah, it's better, but there's still some, I don't want to say weirdness. Yeah, I could say weirdness inside about it. Like, I don't feel that secure in any of them, other than pretty much Ashton and I. And Cam and I. And Colin, I mean, yeah, I guess I do, but I guess I don't anyway across the board without any, like, that's the weird thing. Because there are people that I would say I do. What did I just say? There are people that I say that I can, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird, bitch. We got caffeine, and this new weed is good. And it's getting cold here finally. Now it's like fall, and I'm starting my job fucking Thursday, so I got to get ahead on the podcast. Thursday, I'm going to sell stuff. Just be like, hey, can I help you? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to buy this chair. It's like chairs and stuff, so should be aight. Sit in the chairs, eat lunch, talk to customers, dust, and go home. But I'm going to Spokane soon, so that's going to be... Really, this job is... I want to help pay for that, and then I'm going to look at other jobs always. But it should be alright. Should be aight. I think it'll be good. If not, good for now in the meantime. To help me pay for stuff. Right now, I want to get into passive income. So I feel that money would help my relationships. Because me not being stressed about that all the time. Not that I'm stressed about it. I guess I'm less stressed about it now. But as I start thinking about, what are you actually going to do for a living? So let's see, I don't know what to do with my life podcast. This is why it's called this. Because I could do a bunch of stuff, but I don't want to just get a job. I just kind of want to, I just need to have a business. I think that's what it is. I need to get into some entrepreneurial shit, son. I think I said that word right. Yeah, I either make enough passive income somehow by investing money or, by whatever means on the internet, which is a huge fucking source. I don't know if you know about it. That's what I think. I always think just like, how could I reach the most people instantly? And then like the computer's sitting there. I'm just like, okay. So I know the answer to that instantly. But how do I get y'all to buy something. I only need 1 million of you to buy a $1 product. And it's this pen. It's a penis pen. You click it, and the head comes out, and you write with it. I don't know, yeah. But, well, you know, it was 10,000. 10,000 people, $1. I'll take 10 grand. Hell yeah, dude. That would change my life. That's crazy. I think 5 grand would change my life. That's how sad it is. But a lot of people are the same. And in fact, I haven't worked for a month, and I have zero stress about it. 1, because I don't care. But 2, because I can afford not to care. Because I've saved up money. And a lot of people haven't. I tell people I had like 6 grand just like as shit money. I didn't even realize because I just get high and I keep working. You know, I just go to work and, you know, and then I have like 6 grand. That's why I didn't get nervous, because I still have about 6 grand now. It's going to dip. I have about 6 grand. So I'll get down to like 5, and then I'll just go work every fucking day. And then it'll build up the money. But it'd be bad if you didn't have that. But the money would help. Just being stable helps with the relationships, I guess. I don't know. It's weird now. Because I don't have any actual... The other thing is, too, though. Okay, so I don't have any actual, like friends that are around that are just, like, I know they're, like, permanent. Or like, you know, guys that are just... Even just people I hang out with on a regular basis, right? Other than, like, Jake. But, you know, that's, like, Cam. So that's, like, sort of different, you know? But I guess that is similar. So that's what I'm getting better, I guess. But to hang out, it's like I forgot, you know? It's fucking weird. I mean, unless we go to a bar and stuff, you know. It's just weird that, yeah, the hanging out I've, like, forgotten about, or just, like, yeah, I've forgotten, like, how to do, or I just don't care to do. It's weird. But I guess, you know, I'll hang out at a bar and stuff. It's not, I don't know. It's not that I just don't ask dudes, like, hey, do you want to hang out, bro? Or, oh, yeah, do you want to do this or that? It's weird. Maybe I don't care. But, yeah, I don't have any friends like that. But at the same time, how much of that is... Okay, yeah, that was a question I was thinking. Man, this weed is nice. I'm mildly, yeah, I'm struggling. So, yeah, at what point is it, okay, you have a problem because you don't have any friends, but then also, at what point is it that you just don't meet people that are fucking legit? You know, out there, someone would know. That if they were listening. Because, like, yeah, do you just not, you know, it's not like I meet fucking friends all the time that are going to be solid. That's the fucking thing, is they fucking flake out all the time. You very rarely find someone who's actually going to be there when you call them up and shit. That's pretty rare. So it's like, not only when you need stuff. I don't know. It's weird. But I don't even know what is that was supposed to be. Is it supposed to be like, oh yeah? That's the thing too. Is it the friendship thing? I've almost like forgotten about friendship. Maybe that's it. Oh, deep. Yeah, maybe I've like forgotten how to have like friendships. It's weird. Yeah, it is weird. Or maybe I just don't bother. It's weird. No, I think I forgot. Pretty sure I forgot. I just got all deep into stuff, and then, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, email in. The email is the IDK podcast at outlook.com. That is consistent now. That is the same. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Do what I say. Listen on iTunes and rate that shit. Just all the stars, though, because I don't want any, like, low ratings, of course. You know, it's high just to build it. Just as like a cheat. This is how we, I'll get 10,000 of you to buy a product for $1.99. Some kind of new can opener or something. And then I can, like, take that money and do stuff. All right, well, this has been episode 37 of the I Don't Know What to Do With My Life podcast. And the main topic was relationships. I still don't really know anything different. But, this podcast isn't about answers, because it has IDK in the title. Yeah, so you can eat that. All right, well, it's been real, and I'm out. Bow.